Hey blockheads, this is DJ AK from NK Airplay Radio, and if you love what the My So-Called Whatever podcast crew is doing, check us out too. NK Airplay is an online radio station playing all your favorite hits from the 80s and 90s, especially the ones from those boys in the band, New Kids on the Block. Listen to artists like Boyz II Men, Debbie Gibson, Tiffany, boy bands, girl bands, and many more. We play artists that are associated with or who inspired the New Kids on the Block, plus some of the artists that inspired us while we were growing up. Check us out on social media at NK Airplay Radio. And download the Live 365 app for your iPhone or Android phone and listen today.
Friends forever, that's what we are. Through the thick and the thin, we're friendship stars. We're banger main buddies from the days of old. We laugh, cry, and hug, friendship solid as gold. My so-called whatever started a year ago. We share our stories and your stories were told. 80s, 90s memories that give us glee. And on the block party shows, NKOTB. Now our friendship circle has grown by far. Hashtag friends forever, that's what we all are. Boom. And if you don't know, now you know. My so-called whatever for life. Hashtag MSCW. Hashtag friends forever. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey everybody, this is Nikki. Just wanted to remind you to listen to the end of the episode this week because we've attached some of the voicemails we've received from the My So-Called Whatever community. So hope you listen, and you can always leave us a message by giving us a call at 857-271-1047. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Hey Brooke.
Hey Nikki.
How's it going?
How's your week been?
Oh, it's pretty friggin' amazing, I shall say.
Oh, I wonder why. Why is it so?
I don't know. I just don't know. We may have had one gorgeous specimen. Fisherman. We may have had one pretty amazing guy named Joey McIntyre on our podcast last time, and I'm still on a high from
Are you
it.
like hungover, like he said?
I am. Joey,
How did you know?
He knows.
How did you know?
I will say I kind of compared this to a couple people to like your wedding day, right?
Yes.
So for those of you who have gotten married, you have this like planning period where you plan and plan and plan and plan and plan, and you can't wait. You're so excited. And then bam, it's over. It happened. You're still excited that you got married. You know what I mean? You're still psyched that you got married. Like that is friggin' amazing. But now you kind of come down. Like you come down off the high because it was such a high. And that's kind of where I am. So it's been kind of an emotional roller coaster. I don't ever want anybody to think that anything negative, because it's not negative. I'm just being real. Like,
I think they get that.
Yeah, this is how it is. So I've been crying off and on. Kevin, the other night we were just in the car and I just started crying. He's like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "I don't know. I don't know what's wrong."
I had Joey McIntyre on the podcast.
Yeah, that's what I did. That's what I said. And he's like, "Oh my gosh."
I just can't believe it actually happened.
That is exactly it.
That's so emotional. I'm sorry.
You're like replaying our conversation.
I can hear
right now.
you.
Yeah,
I can hear you.
He actually listened to the podcast episode.
Oh,
and he laughed. Yeah, he hasn't listened to the end of it, but we got in kind of a thing because I was like, "You didn't even ask me if you want to listen to the podcast. You didn't even ask me. And he's like, "I didn't think you wanted me to because every time I'd enter the room, you'd tell me to get out." And it was because you know how I am about editing. I would be like that with any episode. I need to be by myself and nobody else around.
But like,
because
we have to admit This was a very special episode.
It really was, and I needed to give my full attention.
Even though the episodes of you and me just talking about like a movie are
Right.
great,
Right.
this is of utmost importance.
Correct.
No interruptions.
Right. And so that's what I was explaining to him, because not only, as you guys have known, I've not only done the episode, like the audio, but I'm also releasing video. And the long short of it, I'm sorry, I not only did the audio editing, but I also did the video editing. And that was a lot of work. So,
right.
You know, I needed to have my focus be on Joey Mac. Like, and I'm Joe Mac. Hey, he said my name. I know Nikki's a Joe girl. That's exactly what I was doing. Oh my God. So anyway, we have a pretty amazing guest for you tonight. Well, it's actually this morning, or whenever you're listening.
Or whenever
to
you're
this.
listening today,
Yes.
this afternoon. You're gonna love her.
Without further ado,
Here it is.
here it is. So, should we start?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it. Okay.
All right.
I'll intro. Or
Okay.
we'll intro.
Okay.
This is Brooke.
And this is Nikki.
And this is Amanda.
Yay!
And this is my so-called whatever.
Yes.
Hey, welcome to the block party.
And we ain't leaving out nobody.
Because Amanda's here.
Yes.
Hi, guys. I'm so happy to be here.
We're so
we are
excited
thrilled
to have you. Yeah.
It always boggles my mind that anybody actually wants to hear anything that I have to say. So thank you.
Oh my gosh, we're so
two of those
excited. This is
people.
going to be fun.
Yes.
This will be fun. And as we told Amanda and as we told Joe, this is not an interview. This is a conversation amongst friends. Like this is what we do. And yeah, that's what we do.
That's right.
She already name dropped Joe.
Yes, I just had
put
to.
that out there. No,
Just
I'm
had
kidding.
to put that out there. No, totally, I did that out. Yes, I was totally name dropping Joe because if you didn't already know, he was on our podcast. Just put it out there.
It was
Joe McIntyre
Yeah, Joe
Yes.
fucking McIntyre.
Yes.
was on this podcast.
And oh my God, I can't believe that I didn't faint or throw up, or because I felt like I was going to the whole time. Just looking at him, he was like, it's like, wait a second, hold up, he's talking to me. Like there aren't like 3,000 people and he's looking at me, and I think he's looking at me. No, he's looking at me. Like this is crazy.
Yeah.
You did so well.
Thank you.
You both did. It was fantastic. It was really great. I was talking with one of the girls from NK Airplay today, and I was like, what am I doing? I should have waited another week. Like this is terrible to have to follow such a
this is
monumental anniversary Joe Mac podcast. So
Well,
so here's your letdown already, people.
No. Brooke, I do have to say though, I just real quick, just to talk Joe, just a couple more minutes. You did amazing, like bringing us to each subject. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I really tried. Like I really tried because I knew that there were things that we did want to at least touch on.
Right.
We didn't get to everything, but that was not good. We were not going to ever be able to get to everything.
Amanda, we had this outline.
Believe it.
And we didn't even hit, like, I'd say we probably hit 5%. Like, that's about it. Because, you know, how many years 3 years we've been doing this and keeping notes, like what we want to talk to him about.
Right.
And yeah.
You know what, though? At some point you have to just let the conversation flow organically also. And I think sometimes the most authentic, you know, nuggets come from the things that aren't on the outline. So
right.
And
that is the truth.
Yeah.
That was the truth.
Yep.
What you heard was authentic and just amazing.
Yeah.
I made you a quilt. And I think we had somebody in the Facebook group say, I guess I should stop making that quilt. I told her, you keep making that quilt. You keep making it.
Fun.
Yes.
Oh my
you keep
gosh.
making that quilt.
That is so cute.
Anyway, that was the best. So we just had to like once again talk about it, and we're probably going to talk about it a million times over. But
as well,
the
you
rest of our
should.
lives.
As well, you should. It's one of those things that, you know, I feel it sometimes. Like I used to stare at the pictures on my wall and like pray, like will the universe to make the eyes start blinking and make them come alive and make them, walk it, off the wall and into my room. And when I go into a 5-star or something like that, and there they are, like in the flesh, it's like, it's such a mind-blowing experience because, you guys have been fans for so many decades. Like obviously we are of a certain age. And then to have this person who you've wanted for so long to finally be in front of you and addressing you, Nikki, and you, Brooke, and it's not somebody else, and he's not pointing to the girl 3 rows behind you. And it's not, it is you. And it is just, I understand that feeling because I felt that way when we were able to be participating with the live stream that New Kids did. And and I felt that same way about talking to Donnie, who, he can talk to anybody about anything because he's also so generous, as I was saying before about Joe being so forthcoming and warm and open with you ladies. And we know Donnie is like that too. But when you are, the fan or the non-professional and you're on the other end of that, the receiving end of that, it's surreal.
Yeah. I have to say, Amanda, you did amazing with that live stream. First of all, it was live, live. You're live.
Yeah. No,
like, there's no editing like with us. Like if I go and start talking in circles, like I did one time. Yes, I took it out, guys. I took it out because I sounded stupid. Like, I did. So, but you, oh my gosh, you were so like cool and calm and collected. And you were just like, so Donnie, like, let's talk about music history. And you were just like so professional. It was so awesome.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. It was the first time I ever did anything like that. And I have such a big mouth, and the girls that I work with at NK Airplay Radio, they were like, you kind of take the lead, you drive the bus, you are the moderator, so to speak, kind of like I guess you were doing, Brooke, in terms of getting the conversation to move to certain places. We had a huge outline as well. We had songs that we had already like pre-approved with Donnie that he, wanted to talk about and stuff like that. So there was quite a bit of work, leading up to it. But like you said, then it's live, and then it's
right.
It is what it is, and whatever happens. And so myself and Kathy and Katie, 2 other girls that work on the station, we were sitting there in this little like holding room. They use an app similar to this for their live streams, but when you enter, instead of just kind of being like in the waiting room until you're let in by the host, you can see what's happening on the screen. So we were all sitting there like, oh my God, like watching them all sign off and stuff like that. And it was nerve-wracking because we knew that, like you said, there was going to be no editing, there was going to be no post-production. It was whatever was going to fly. And so we just tried our best not to fall flat on our faces. And he does really he's so professional, and he always has something to say. So he really led the conversation in a lot of directions, and that helped us out a lot, because I think we were mostly just like, okay, Donnie, what are you going to say next?
Yes.
We love you, Donnie. You can, read the phone book and we'd still be here.
Exactly. Yeah. Totally. Oh my gosh. I couldn't imagine it. I was so proud of you guys. You did such an amazing job, and just like being able to watch you guys live, I was feeling it for you. I'm like, oh my gosh.
So nervous. So like my stomach that whole morning was terrible.
You did not look nervous at all.
I felt like I was gonna barf, But I was like, hold it together, lady. This is it. This is your chance. This is the one shot that you have, that it's actually come to fruition, and you can't screw it up. So we did our best, and I think we had a good time. And I think what the people watching it, the feedback that I saw from people watching it, they were so interested in hearing the stories behind some of the songs, and the stories about the recording sessions and stuff like that. Like, we all know that they wear boxer briefs, and we all know that their favorite color is whatever, like
clear. No, I'm just kidding.
Right. But I mean, like that kind of stuff, we have decades of experience with knowledge about their lives. The stuff that we don't know, or the stuff that happens behind closed doors, I feel like for us, like true super fans, that's really what people want to hear about, like to be a fly on the wall.
Yes.
And so I feel like he gave a little bit of that experience to the Block Nation during that live stream. So it was a lot of fun.
Sure.
I loved listening to him talk. I really could have listened to him go on and on about the whole album, but we did have time constraints that we were trying to adhere to. So
it's not always doable.
It's not. No, I know. But Jared was like, wrap it up. So we were like, okie dokie. Guess we gotta go.
But like, for your first time doing anything like that,
my
like,
word,
wow,
Amanda.
What a first time. Like,
it was
seriously.
I couldn't have like cut my teeth on somebody a little less Donnie. Like, maybe I don't want to say anybody and make them feel bad that they're not as important as Donnie, but
no, but Donnie
he's like it.
He's like he is like the ambassador. Like, he is the
He's the captain.
Right.
Yes.
He's the captain of Block Nation. And, would I be thrilled to talk to Joe? Of course. Like, I'm a theater buff, so I would love to have a conversation with him that didn't even involve New Kids,
Mm-hmm.
I would really, be thrilled to talk to any one of them. But, everybody looks at Donnie as the lead, or the leader. And so, no pressure. No. But we felt a lot of pressure, and we wanted to make sure that we represented the fan base in a way that was respectful and I think just really grateful for all the time that they were giving to us at the very beginning of all of this craziness with this quarantine and stuff like that. They were really trying to make sure that they were checking in and staying in some sort of touch with us in some way, shape, or form, which I thought was really unique too, because they didn't have to do that.
They totally didn't. And I just the thought, I mean, they could have done it one time and I would have been elated and still would have said the same thing. I would have said they didn't have to do that. But not only did they do it once, they did it multiple times, and they threw a virtual cruise.
Yeah.
So,
which was fantastic.
Right. And it's just I feel like we have something that other people don't. Like, I feel like this fandom is completely different. And that's why we love it so much, because it is so different. And I feel the people in it are different. I feel like the new kids are completely different than they're so unique.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
They truly are. They are. I was saying, we had like a Zoom call with Donnie when he was doing those Zooms also. And I said to him, I think part of what makes it so unique is that it's truly a give and take with the artist and the fandom. It's not just, obviously there's a line, but they have been so open to us as a community. And I think that makes them really great guys, and it also makes them really smart businessmen.
Yeah.
But I think I feel like it is so different from any other group or celebrity / fan relationship, because they allow us so much access into their world.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. Never in a million years would I would have thought we would be able to do the things that we're able to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you're that little girl, just like it's if I could go back in time and tell myself what was going to happen, I think I would lose my mind. Like I would be like, this is not possible. Like, these things don't happen, but they do. And it's amazing.
Yeah. It's so funny you say that, because there was, I don't know if it was Reddit or there was something earlier today, and I was reading through and it was just a random thing, but someone asked a question. What is it that you can do or do now that you thought was only in your wildest dreams when you were a kid?
Yeah.
And there were people that were saying like, oh, I bought a BMW, or, oh, I own my own home, or I got married.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Europe. And I'm like, I talked to Joey McIntyre last week.
Yeah,
like,
no kidding. Brooke, we need to go fill that out. We need to go in that Reddit thread. I will go in and I will say, I talked to Joey fucking McIntyre.
Mm-hmm.
I talked to him.
Real.
Yes.
Like, I have this podcast and I've been able to do amazing things with like my favorite group.
Like, who cares about his grass anymore? Who cares?
Right.
I don't even care anymore.
That's old news. That's old news.
I don't even care.
Like, like we shared a moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just so funny because like never, when I was a kid, a little girl, like in 4th grade, laying in bed at night, trying to fall asleep, but only like dreaming and like praying. Because when you were talking about your posters on the wall and you wish that they'd come to life, and for me, I would lay in bed before I went to sleep and I would close my eyes and I would pray, like in my own way, that I would wake up and they would be in my reality. Like Jordan Knight would be in my reality. He'd be at my school.
Like, baby, I believe in you, Jordan Knight. Like, shirt flapping in the wind, Jordan Knight. Like...
Or wait, which era of Jordan are we talking about? We're talking about like chin strap Jordan, braces Jordan.
No, we're talking braces
rat tail Jordan.
Okay, braces Jordan. Okay,
braces Jordan. Fair enough.
And I need to get a visual there. Sorry.
And like I'd be a little bit older than I was, and he'd be a little bit younger than he was. Because the age gap now, no big deal.
Right.
Back then was like, oh, hey.
Joe said we were just the same age. He was like, we're like the same age. I'm like, yeah, we are.
Oh yeah, sure, okay.
Sure, okay.
But like, it's just, I never, ever, ever in a million years would have ever dreamed.
No.
Yeah.
And just for you to go through the music, the history, the stories behind the music, which is so incredibly cool.
Yeah.
And it just, you hit it out of the park. You really did. You really did. It was just so good.
We enjoyed it so tremendously. And we are really, he did say something at the end of that live stream about possibly doing like a continuation. So we're really trying to hold him to it. Because we did have, like you guys said, we did have quite a bit on our outline that we didn't even get to.
Oh, I'm so excited. I really hope that happens because I want to hear more.
Yeah. Well, and
part 2 and maybe part 3.
I think that when they saw the feedback from the people watching the live stream, I think they realized that they really tapped into something that fans were really interested in. I mean, watching them play Pictionary, I could take it or leave it. But you know, they're cute, they're funny, and it's fun to watch them interact with each other. But like I said, for somebody who's invested literally decades of her life and thousands and thousands and tens of thousands probably of dollars of her money. I want to be the fly on the wall. I want to know those stories. I want to hear Jordan Knight singing Lady Gaga's part on the demo tape or whatever he was, you know, telling us about or, you know, kind of teasing. That's what I want to hear.
Yes.
And I feel like we've come to a point in our relationship with them that, you know, it's time.
We're ready for it.
We're ready for it. We deserve it.
Yes.
We are here for it.
I can't agree with you more.
We are here for it.
I really hope that happens.
We'll see. We shall see. We shall see. I would be thrilled to do something like that with any one of them again. So, you know, only time will tell, but
Yeah.
hopefully that would be something that we could do, and you know, just hear some more great stories, and I
Yeah.
don't know.
Well,
Yeah.
Donnie, he came on our podcast twice.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
hey, you know,
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
we did not expect that at
So
all.
so who's
No.
next on your list, girls? Who's next on your gotcha list for the guys?
For the guys is, go ahead, Brooke. Dun, 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 dun.
Hashtag mission interview Jordan.
Yes.
2020, but 2021 will be okay too. But
Yes.
Yeah.
2020.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question? I mean, I love him. I am a Jordan girl, but you have
Yes.
seen like his Instagram lives and stuff like that.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Just no, I'm teasing. I'm teasing. I'm sure he would be. I'm sure he would be
And-
fantastic. He's like he's a unicorn, that man.
Yeah.
So if you guys
He-
could get him, that would be so cool.
He's elusive, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, he enjoys his privacy, and
Mhm.
you know what, he deserves that privacy.
Right.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
You know, all of it.
That
and I
man has
totally
stories
get
to
it.
tell, though. That man has stories to tell. I can feel it. I can
Oh, yeah.
feel
He
it.
absolutely does.
Yes.
And you know, and I think that his fans, the New Kids fans, Jordan girls, we would 150% be just be all ears for him.
Mhm.
No
Oh,
matter what he has to
absolutely.
say.
Absolutely. For
On
sure.
his terms. Totally.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that
Yes.
would be so great.
I would be
see, I'd like to be a
dying.
fly on the wall for that.
Yes. Yes.
But honestly, like, I don't even care. Some of my favorite Instagram lives that he's done is like him just like talking about what he ate that day. Like,
Yes. Yes.
So
No kidding.
show me your Quest bars, Jordan.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yes.
I
Let's
love
talk
it
about it.
too. No, I like it. I like that he's you know, just himself. Like,
Yes.
that's how I would be on live. Like, I would be like, well, today I'm drinking a clear
Right.
American. And,
Yeah.
yeah. You know, that's
Yes.
how I would be. That's
I
what I
think-
would be.
I think Jordan gets a bad rap because he is, you know, people expect him to be like Donnie or like
Mhm.
Joe. And
Right.
he, you know, if I had a nickel for every time I've said to girls I know in this community, he's not Donnie. When they walk out of a 5-star and they're maybe a little disappointed, or, you know, that he wasn't, you know,
Yeah.
the you know, having a great day, or, you know, he wasn't super talkative. But when you're a Jordan girl, I think you know what you're signed up
Yeah.
for.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I think so.
Absolutely.
And they're human, just like Joe was saying.
Yeah.
I mean, he was saying that, you know, there are times where you're just not having a good day and you want to be real. You want to keep it real. So you don't want to be
Mhm.
like that fake, like, hey, like and I
Right.
get. So now if
Yeah.
if anybody ever has a bad experience, you know, he's just
Right.
trying to keep it real. It has nothing to do with you. Has absolutely nothing to do with you.
Right.
And just like, I feel like if you keep that in your mind, especially with Jordan, they're all human. We all have bad days.
Yes, absolutely.
It can happen.
Yeah.
You just got to go into it thinking that something like that could happen. I mean, they don't mean for it to happen, but it could happen. And
Right.
not a big deal.
I think the hard thing too, as a poor Jordan, the hard thing about being a Jordan girl too is that he, you know, he very rarely, very seldom like opens that door, you know, and if you're lucky enough to kind of stick your foot in there and make an impression on him, then you know, you're one of the truly lucky ones, because Donnie knows everybody's name, and, you know, Joe knows so many of his fans. Like, they all know who's there for them, you know. And I think Jordan is a tougher nut to crack, but I do think he gets a bad rap because I think he is just being himself, and people expect him to be like Donnie, and he's not, and he never has been, and he never will be.
Let's face it, Donnie is unlike anybody else.
Yeah.
There is nobody like Donnie.
He is definitely a gifted soul. He is definitely a special, once in a lifetime kind of person. He truly is.
For sure. Like, I just never knew. He does so many things that you're just like, how are you doing that?
Right.
When do you sleep? Like,
Right. I know.
please go to
Truly.
sleep. Please sleep.
I don't know how frequently he like checks his messages anymore, if any of these guys even check their messages, but sometimes I'll send him a DM and I'll be like, "Dear Donnie, just remember you can't pour from an empty cup. Love, Amanda.
Yes.
Like, take care of yourself." So I'm glad that, he was so visible for so many weeks there during the beginning of the pandemic, and doing all of these fan Zooms and all of these lives and all of this stuff. And then he, kind of took a step back, and
I was so happy.
me
I was
too.
so happy.
He needs that. Everybody does.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. And even though we were all kind of on a permanent break, he was going, out of his way to try to stay connected. And, that takes a toll on you, even if you're not flying across, back and forth across the country and filming television shows and doing, press junkets or whatever. Just the emotional toll that it takes on you to try to be so present for so many people. I think, I worry about him.
Yes.
I worry about these guys. Sometimes I feel like they're like my brothers. Like when I saw Joe on in Waitress on Broadway, that's what I said to him afterwards when we saw him outside. I said, I felt like I was watching my brother up there. Like, I was so proud of you, and I was so, excited for you and happy for you. And he was like, oh, you know what? We get that a lot. The guys, we get that a lot, that you girls say you feel like that. But I really do. I feel like, almost like in a sense, a little protective over them.
Yeah.
Like, I just, they do put themselves out there so much, and I want them to take care of themselves too.
For sure. Yes.
So,
oh my gosh.
I feel like for anyone that's listening that maybe doesn't know who Amanda is.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Who am I?
Probably.
That's right.
We should probably have you, Amanda,
Yes.
introduce yourself and tell us where you are from and what's up.
Okay. Well, my name is Amanda. My stage name, or my screen name, is The Amanda Knight on Twitter, and I work for NK Airplay Radio, which is a fan-started and fan-run radio station online, and we play New Kids on the Block and associated artists and 80s, 90s nostalgia, that type of thing. Very similar to, what you gals tap into. And I am a lifelong Jordan girl, and he knows my name. So,
Yay.
so that always makes me happy. And I'm from New Jersey, and, I always say I'm like a normal chick by day and a radio rock star by night. But that might be giving myself a little too much credit.
No,
that's
great.
perfect.
You're fantastic.
That's perfect. And we know that you have stories for days.
Yes.
I have a few stories, and I actually was, before we came on here, I was getting some clips to send you, because my 15 minutes of blockhead fame pretty much originated at Jordan Idol in New York City. I don't know if you guys remember when he was doing Jordan Idol.
No, I don't.
I remember hearing about it.
So I don't even remember what precipitated this. If it was, he was doing, no, it had to be before that. I was going to say maybe it was when he was on that show where he was a judge, the singing show in Canada.
Like
the Cover Me Canada. But this was before that. And he was hosting these Jordan Idol competitions in different cities around the country. And I remember what it was. He said that he was going to, whoever won the contest was going to get to sing on his next solo CD, like sing background or something. So
it's a pretty legit prize.
Yeah, nobody won it. I'm still waiting, Jordan, if you're listening. But so I went with one of my friends. This was in 2009. So this was still pretty close to the beginning of the reunion. And I went to the one in New York, and I was already doing a show on NK Airplay because we were around we started in 2009, and then we were on hiatus for a while, and we came back last year. So I went because I was doing my radio show, and I was just hoping to get close enough to him to maybe, slip him my number, or, tell him I wanted to have him on the show. And I didn't even know if I was going to sing or not. But once I got there, I said, you know what, I'm here. Again, it was one of those once in a lifetime moments. Like, I've spent my life watching him sing to me, and now I have the opportunity to sing for him.
Oh my gosh.
How could I pass that up? How could I pass that up? So I signed up. You had to pay. You did have to pay to sing for him, $30, whatever.
Best $30 ever spent.
You're not kidding, because it really it led to like this very strange and interesting kind of friendship that I've now had with him for all these years. So I did. I was contestant number 22. There were probably like maybe 40 girls that signed up to sing. It was aggressive, and I didn't have a song prepared. I didn't know what I was going to do. All I knew is that I had locked it in. I made the decision. So I got up on stage, and Rob Lewis, who is their musical director, he was the MC for that particular evening. And we had interviewed him back in the day for NK Airplay Radio. So when he asked me to introduce myself, I said, I'm Amanda Knight, and I'm from NK Airplay Radio. And he was like, oh, I did an interview with you guys, right? And so that was kind of cool right off the bat. And I said, I'm the Jordan Girl DJ. And, I was kind of like talking it up a little bit, and definitely flirting. I don't know who I thought I was, and then I sang my song. I actually sang How Do I Live by Leanne Rimes.
Oh.
And I said what did I say to him in the video? I love you, Jordan. I don't care who knows it.
That's amazing.
Such a dork. And so it was a legit competition, though. He had 3 judges, and at the end of each person's, little 16 bars, each judge would give their opinion, and then that was it. Next person would come up. So I sang, and the judges, I don't remember who they even were, but one was like a songwriter and one was a producer, people that were part of his little entourage. Mm-hmm. And they were all very complimentary, and it was amazing, and I was so excited.
Great.
And then at the very end, Jordan said, he took the microphone from one of the guys that he was sitting with, and he said, hold on, I'm going to show you just how much I loved that performance. And he came down from where they were sitting up by where the DJ would set up. It was in a club in New York. And he started walking through the crowd.
I'm getting goosebumps.
To come on stage. And I now am in a cold sweat, and, I've got like, goosebumps, and I'm like, don't pass out. Don't fall down. And then, but also in the back of my head, I'm saying, girl, you better watch him and burn this into your memory, because this man is coming here to see you. You got up here, you sang your song for him, and now he is coming here to see you. And
that is right.
He came on stage, he gave me a hug, he said it was great. And I said, I work for NK Airplay Radio, and I want you to come on my show. He still hasn't come on my show either. So if you girls get him first, send him in my direction.
Jordan, are you listening?
And then, but then the best part of it all was he gave me a hug, and then he took the microphone from Rob Lewis, and he said to the crowd, this girl is the real deal. And I wanted to die. And then I took the mic from Rob Lewis, and I said, okay, I'm going to go die now. And I walked off stage, and that was the beginning of my little friendship with Jordan. Luckily, he recalled that night a few weeks later, I had DM'd him on Twitter. Because remember, like, he started following, well, you girls don't remember Jordan Idol. So
Yeah.
after Jordan Idol, like, he would follow the contestants who sang on Twitter. And so the next day, you know, after my whirlwind evening of Jordan coming on stage and seeing me, I remember being at the deli counter at my local grocery store and thinking, well, that was fun while it lasted. And then my phone starts blowing up and my friends are texting me, oh my gosh, he followed you, he followed you, he followed you. So I was very excited. And then when I first made the attempt to send him a message, it was very late and I was doing my radio show, and I thought to myself, I'm just going to ask him, would you want to do maybe like a little station ID or something like that? And I DM'd him like 11 o'clock at night one night, and he DM'd me right back.
What?
And it said, sure, I can do that. And like, you could have knocked me over with a feather. I wanted to die. And then of course that, you know, snowballs into now 5 o'clock one morning, I wake up to go to work and I check my email, and here's now the audio file from Jordan, and I'm screaming and I'm like waking up my husband, and I was like, oh my God, Jordan emailed me. You don't understand. And
yeah, I get it. I think we all get it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I like would listen to the station IDs that he did for me, like on a constant loop for like the first week or two. And I would just listen to him say my name over and over and over again. And like, again, one of those like surreal moments, like,
yeah,
you have to check yourself a little bit, pinch yourself.
Right.
But for some reason I always stuck in his brain, and I know that makes me incredibly lucky, because not everybody who, you know, not all Jordan girls have that that luxury, you know. And he, you know, I never DM'd anybody as far as I knew, and I never wanted to say anything. Maybe I shouldn't even be saying anything now. I don't want to blow up his spot, but I would, you know, we would DM each other like almost on the daily for like,
oh my God.
Nikki, I swear I have like a folder in my Gmail with like, I don't know, a lot of DMs from him. Every single one I saved.
My God.
I saved every single one of them.
That's amazing. I'm so happy.
I go back and
I saved all of them.
Of course I did.
Like,
and some of them are so funny, and I can remember exactly what we were talking about. But because I can only see what he wrote. I can't see what I wrote.
Mm-hmm.
And then some of them I'm like, what is that? You know, what were we talking about? But the funniest one I ever got was, it was the only time that he ever like independently messaged me. Anytime he ever messaged me, it was a response to something I had sent him.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden one day I'm sitting around and my phone dings and I see direct message from Jordan Knight. And I was like,
I would die.
Yeah. So this is what it said. I have it. Hold on. I'm not going to share. I can't share my screen, but I'm going to read it too because I have it pulled up here. It says, can a plus size girl wear a V-neck shirt?
What?
That is what it said, girls. Okay.
The answer is yes, Jordan Knight.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah. I guess he was working on merchandise for his unfinished album.
Mm-hmm.
And so here's what I'm thinking now. So I'm like, oh my God, we sure can. You know, sometimes the girls are our best assets. So of course we can wear a V-neck shirt, the lower the better, and blah, 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 blah. And so then I'm sending him all of these DMs back about boobs. And then I'm like, Monica from Friends, and I just want to take it back because it wasn't breezy. And I said boobs to Jordan and I can't. Anyway, long story short, the listeners can't see, but I am wearing my V-neck.
Oh my God.
O-face Jordan Knight shirt. You're welcome, ladies.
That's
Oh, I
awesome.
love it.
That was definitely funny. But I was like, was he just sitting there thinking, who could I ask? Who could I ask? I know. Let me ask Amanda. Like, such a random question.
That's amazing.
Oh my god!
And the
such
shirt looks great.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, it
yeah.
does.
When I saw it on the on his website, I was like, oh, he took my advice.
Yes.
I feel like I should get like I don't
royalties
know,
or something.
something. But no. Another time I was doing a show on NK Airplay, and I made the mistake of playing a song from the collection called Jordan Knight Sings NKOTB. Have you guys heard of these?
Oh,
Yes.
I love that. I love it. Is that bad?
No.
Okay.
But he hates them.
Oh no.
He got like screwed over by that weird guy from Florida, the one with NSYNC.
Lou Pearlman.
Yes. And I put something on Twitter about how, I played the song because somebody requested it, but it wasn't my favorite version. And he was like, don't play that. I hate it. I don't get any royalties. They put it out without my permission. And, he's like, I don't even like the music. They forced me to re-record those songs. And I was like, oh my God. Okay. So
I won't listen to it again, Jordan. I promise.
We stopped playing it. But then I said to him, well, what about the fix, because, and he's like, I don't even have that.
Oh.
He didn't even have his own CD. Cause I was going to make copies of it and give it away for like a contest, because you couldn't find it anywhere at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, that one I don't care. He's like, but I wouldn't pay more than $5 for it. I so clearly remember us having this conversation. So I said, if I burn some, can I give them away on the station? And he said, oh yeah, that's awesome. I said, if I come find you, will you sign them? And he said, yeah, of course. So then we were supposed to meet in Atlantic City. I forget what tour it was. It must have been the casino tour.
Mm-hmm.
And I had this whole bag with me and all these CDs, and I had my Sharpie ready, and all he had to do was, sign it. And, I was going to make it so easy for him. And we just kept missing each other, and we just kept missing each other.
Aww.
And so the day after the show, I was already in the car on my way I was going to see Bon Jovi the next night. It was a big concert weekend for me. And I get into the parking lot of the Bon Jovi concert, and I'm tailgating with my family and my friends, and my phone goes off, and it's him. Are you still here? I can sign those CDs.
Oh no.
He goes, you can come backstage and I'll sign them. I was like, what?
Oh.
And my brother looked at me and he goes, if you leave here right now and drive all the way back to Atlantic City, you're a jerk. And I said, yeah, you're probably right. So I did not. I said to him, sorry, I'm already with my other boyfriend, John, for the night. But we'll have to do it another time. But I was so disappointed, because I thought to myself, oh my goodness, he said I could go backstage. Like, he said I could go backstage. Like, wow. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm here. Jordan said, hi, I'm here. Jordan said I could come backstage. Yeah,
oh
right. Like those things.
Like whose life is that?
Right. Those things just don't happen.
Right.
So
this makes me love him even more. It really does.
I feel like I know that I am extremely lucky to have that kind of connection with him, especially because he, like I said earlier, he's a tough nut to crack. He really is. And I don't know why I got lucky, but I really am so grateful that I did have the nerve to sing that day for him, because I really feel like that's how he always, that's where he pictured me in his mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
No, I totally get that.
That's
and
amazing.
Again, not to bring up the Joe thing, but that's what I'm going to do. Hey, I'm Nikki. Remember we did that podcast episode?
Right.
That's always going to be what I say. And you're always going to say, it's me, Amanda. Well, he already knows you, so.
Well, I did that for a while afterwards. I'd be like, "Oh, hi, Jordan. It's Amanda Knight from Jordan Idol and NK Airplay." He'd be like, "I know who you are. You can stop. You don't have to do that." And now, whenever I see him, he's always like, "Amanda Knight," and I'm like, "Oh, say it again."
Love it
Oh my
so
gosh.
much.
Say it again.
Oh
Like
my
that
God.
gives me goosebumps.
Yeah, it's so that alone is worth the price of admission, and by that I mean the hundreds of dollars
no
that I
kidding.
spend for
Right.
the
No
25-second
kidding.
photo op. But honestly, I don't know. I just can't quit him. I
No,
just can't.
no. There's no way.
Brooke's cracking
love
up.
it. I love it.
I can't quit Jordan. He's my man, and I miss him. I've been literally harassing him for months on social media. You know, where are you? Aren't you paying any attention to me? What's happening? You don't call, you don't write. But I do understand, you know, that people need a break, and
Yeah.
Absolutely.
and I get it. But hopefully, maybe one day he'll send me a DM again, and I'll get that little butterfly feeling in my stomach like I used to. That was a long time ago. That, you know, that was very short lived, but it was so much fun while it lasted.
It happened.
It was
But it
so much
happened.
fun.
Right.
So much fun while it lasted. And I wish I had my I have a lot of stuff in storage, unfortunately, but I have an album that he signed for me when he released Let's Go Higher. Off of the unfinished album. He did an interview here in New York City with Cubby, who was one of the DJs here at KTU, and you know, you had to win a ticket to see it, and I did not win, but a girl I knew won, and she was like, you have to come with me. And so he was signing like these albums of the Let's Go Higher. And that was I think that was maybe the first time that he signed it to me, and I didn't tell him my name. And he wrote, you know, "Dear Amanda," because we were playing it. He said, as soon as they play it on KTU, we can play it on NK Airplay. So I literally like had it queued up for like 8:47 a.m. because I think it was premiering at 8:45 in New York.
Oh my God.
And then like 2 hours later, I saw him there. And he wrote, thank you for the spins. Love, Jordan K. And I was like, this is crazy.
This is not real life.
It's crazy town.
Like you said, Brooke, if you would have told 11-year-old me that one day that would be happening, I would have said, fuck you, stop making fun of me. You know, like, don't make fun of me. And, you know, people still bust my chops. People bust me all the time because I'm a 40-something-year-old, you know, blockhead.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I do not say what you want, but it has afforded me so many great experiences and so many cool opportunities. It's pushed me outside of my comfort zone. Like Joe said in your interview with him, being happy, it takes risk. It's not easy. You have to put yourself out there. And never did I think I would be having a radio show. Never did I think I would be, you know, able to converse with these people who were, you know, my heartthrobs and my icons as a child. Never did I imagine I would be on a live stream with one of them. I would, like I said to girls at the beginning, like never did I even think anybody would want to hear any of these stories. And here I am on your podcast. So it's for the naysayers, they can say what they want. They can, you know, think whatever they want. But I wouldn't trade it for anything because it's really been like such a driving force in my life in terms of forcing me or allowing me to step outside of my comfort zone and to try things that I never would have been able to try. So
yeah.
Here.
So go ahead and make fun of me for liking the New Kids. I don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't care. Do not care.
Right.
No.
Not
Bring
even
it.
a little bit. Oh, by the
No.
way, did
Bring
you
it.
see me on the live stream with Donnie? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. No, I'm kidding.
Right though.
I'm kidding.
Right. Oh my gosh. I love it. I love those stories.
Yay,
It's
good.
seriously, just to even think that you had conversations back and forth with Jordan Knight. Like,
I know.
what?
I know. And it was fun, like going through them a little bit. Like I said, when he was getting ready to do the Nick and Knight collaboration. And I remember I said to him, you know, if I'm going to ask you 20 questions. Let's play 20 questions because I'm dying to know who you're collaborating with, because I hadn't heard, you know, I guess I didn't have the info, didn't know who knew or if it was leaked anywhere. And he's like, well, I can't tell you. And I'm like, but if I guess it, you know, if I guess it, you don't have to say no, right? So we started playing like 20 questions, and I was reading this all back before I came on with you girls, and I was like, animal, vegetable, or mineral. Like I was asking him all these stupid questions, but then we started like really getting down to, you know, who he told me it was somebody he had worked with previously. He told me, like, he was giving me clues, and I was like, oh, is it Slick Rick? And he's like, no, not Slick Rick. Slick Rick did a song with him on The Fix.
Oh, okay.
And
Brooke, that's like your song then.
Yeah.
Yes, Brooke loves Slick Rick.
Oh, yes. He was like, no, you're going to be disappointed. It's not Slick Rick. So we narrowed it down. And then I did guess it. I guessed it correctly. He did not confirm or deny. That was like fun for me to go back and like be like, oh yeah, Jordan, we were friends.
Oh, you're still friends.
Someday you'll come back to social media. Yeah. No, I would love to, like I said, have him, you know, on the station again, or do some kind of, you know, live stream with him.
I thought he was going to stick around.
We thought he was too.
I was like, he's going to stay.
We didn't know for sure what was going to happen. Donnie said that he was going to extend, you know, the invitation to all of the guys to stay. And he actually thought Joe might stay, because, you know, Joe is like the encyclopedia of NKOTB. He remembers everything, and
he remembers everything.
Yes. But I don't know that he really like explained to the guys exactly what was going down. It was kind of like his, you know, idea, and we were fine with any of it. We didn't, you know, if all 5 of them stayed, that would have been phenomenal. But just having Donnie for that time was also phenomenal. So, but because he was like kind of the last one to sign off, and I was like,
I was like, oh my gosh, man, he's freaking out. Jordan's staying. He's staying.
No such luck, but I would love to pick his brain a little bit, because I have questions for him about his solo career. Like, I don't necessarily want to ask him New Kids questions. I want to ask him stuff about, you know, his debut CD. I want to ask him how he came up with the songs that he covered on Love Songs. I want to ask him, you know, I want to ask him what it was like working with, you know, Robin Thicke, and Alan Thicke was writing on some of his songs. I want to, you know, that's the kind of stuff I'm interested in. I want to know why he thinks the song When You're Lonely, which is the last track on his debut solo CD, is obscure. I asked him if he would play it one time at a solo show, and he said, that's kind of obscure. And I said, you're in a room full of Jordan girls at a Jordan Knight solo show.
Yeah.
Right. That's not obscure for the audience.
We know. We
know it.
Yeah, we know it. But yeah, I'd love to pick his brain a little bit, and hear some stories about, you know, his solo career also, because I am a fan of everything that he does.
I do want to redeem myself real quick that actually I love Jordan Knight love songs. Jordan Knight Sings New Kids on the Block was okay. The love song CD. The album that I just said CD.
She's redacting her previous statement.
That I did have. Actually, I bought it on iTunes.
Okay.
It was like, you know, and that's the one where he sings with Debbie Gibson. Yes, and I love that song.
Yep. Yeah, it's a great song.
Yeah.
Say Goodbye.
Very good. And it's a beautiful album.
It is, and
He's beautiful.
I love, like, some of the versions of songs on that album so much. Like I would even venture to say that, and I'm a huge Billy Joel fan because I'm from New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
He's from New York. Like it's just a thing. But I love Jordan's version of She's Got Away more than I love the original. And I know that maybe that says something about me, but I really do have good taste in music.
Waiting for a girl like you, that song, when he sang that, I'm like, I like this way better.
Yeah.
This is the one. Like
he just
Jordan Knight should just sing everything.
He has such a unique timbre in his voice when he's not singing falsetto, when he's singing in his, in his legit like tenor voice. It is so, I love that sound. That it's so rich. And like, to me, when he's singing She's Got Away, it's just so beautiful. And like, I love his falsetto. Don't get me wrong. It's definitely his signature, but I love it when he gets down into like a little bit of his deeper register. It floats my boat, girls. What can I say?
I think Brooke understands.
Yeah,
I do get it. Yes. I totally get that.
Yeah,
100%. I have a love for Jordan Knight too, just not the same kind of love that Brooke shares and that Amanda shares.
Yes,
right.
Just like what you said, Brooke.
It is okay.
When you said that to Joe, my favorite is Joe, but I love every single one of them. I love every single one.
Yes,
I said I was a Jordan girl, and he said he was too.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
He said,
"That's
too.
cute."
Yeah. It's cute.
That's really cute. I did hear him say that actually. Now that you say that, and I liked his haircut. I think it looked fine. He did a good job.
Yeah, he did.
He did a great job.
Yeah, he did.
He really did.
He could run his fingers through that hair. You just keep doing it. Seriously.
And that's the thing. Like Joe has the kind of hair that, like, he can even if he messes it up, you can't really tell because it kind of does what it does.
It does what it does, and it does it so well.
It does.
Really. He's a good-looking man.
Yeah. Sorry that you have to come off this high, Amanda, that we keep talking about Joey McIntyre.
It's quite all right. Listen, but I get it. I get it because it, like, we've had a similar type of experience being able to do that with one of these guys, and it's really fun. It's a lot of fun. You got to keep riding that wave. Just ride it until you can't ride it anymore, girls.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
Wow. Well, do you have any other stories that you want to share with us, or?
Oh gosh, see, now I'm looking at my outline here.
Yeah.
Jordan Idol V-neck shirt. I don't know what else I could share with you guys.
That's okay. We can. You know what? You should save it, and then you should come back on.
I would,
and then we can do it again.
Thrilled.
And then we will get you after you've done part 2 of the whole Donnie. Hopefully, more
fingers crossed. Fingers
like
crossed.
all 5. We would like to see that. We're putting this out in the universe. We want to see this.
Yes.
And then you can come on and we can talk all day about that.
That sounds phenomenal.
That would be amazing.
It would be my absolute pleasure, as this was right here.
This is so much fun. You are so fun to talk with.
Thank you. I talk a lot, so I apologize.
You're a great storyteller too, by the way.
Yes,
Thank you.
Great. That's why I was like, more stories. Do you have more?
Right. We have an appreciation for good storytellers. No, we've had a lot of storytellers on our podcast.
Oh yes,
and all of them have been great.
Of course,
but it's always nice to add another one to the list of amazing storytellers, and you are one.
Yes.
I appreciate that more than you know, and this has been so much fun for me, a real treat to get to spend some time with you girls. So
yes, thank you so much.
I thank you so much.
So where can people find you, and when can they? Is there a certain time that you're on NK Airplay?
Yes. So NK Airplay, you can find them on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Our screen name is at NK Airplay Radio. My show is on Thursday evenings. I usually go on from 9 to 11 Eastern. Okay. We also do what we're calling, what we totally, bit the name off of, the New Kids Song House Party. So we do a house party usually on Wednesday evenings, and that's like a kind of a group show where we do like a Zoom setting like this, and we have multiple DJs, and sometimes we pick a theme, and everybody kind of gets to join in the party and the show. So I host that too on Wednesday nights.
Fun.
Yeah, that one's a lot of fun, and it's fun to be able to interact with the other people on the staff for the radio station. There are quite a few of us, and you guys know it. There's so much work goes into this kind of thing.
Yeah.
People would have no idea. We have so many different teams of people working on things behind the scenes just for our little fan run amateur, radio station online. But we have gotten such fantastic feedback, especially since we were on the live stream with the New Kids. Our listenership like tripled.
That's
and
fantastic.
We've had a fantastic feedback from the listeners. We have some fun interviews coming up with different artists associated with New Kids. And hopefully, like you said, hopefully we're manifesting it into the universe that maybe we'll get to talk to Donnie again. But we do have live shows every night. I happen to be Wednesday and Thursday. So if anybody feels like listening to me ramble on some more, I will be on the air tomorrow night at 9. And I do play a heavily laden Jordan Knight set.
Yes.
Yes, and you can hear some of those station IDs that he did for me. I like to sprinkle them throughout the show,
Fun.
mostly for my own listening pleasure. Because, like I said, I just like to hear him say my name.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do. Everybody has their own style on the station. I tend to do. I feel like I'm a little bit older than some of the blockheads that I know and work with. So I don't. I feel like I've coined this phrase called BBM, or boy band monogamous, because I only, like, I'm a New Kids fan. And that's it. Like, by the time NSYNC was popular and Backstreet, I was already out of college. I was, doing my own thing. And so I don't play a lot of boy band music per se.
That's okay.
But I play a lot of Jordan, and I tend to be more on the R&B hip hop side of things. So
I like that.
So that's what you're going to get if you listen to my show.
That sounds amazing.
It's fun. We have a lot of fun, and we have a great team. And I would just, if you would allow me to give them a quick shout out.
Yes, please.
Because so much work does really go into stuff like this. And we couldn't do it without every single one of the people working at the station. So check us out if you haven't heard us. We have a lot of fun. We do crazy contests. We do all kinds of fun stuff, and we just try to make people smile. We try to spread the love, like Donnie says. What it's all about is just, we can't necessarily. Well, when we started back in 2009, there was no streaming services, so you couldn't just go on Spotify and listen to the New Kids channel. You had to really seek it out. Now, we have to make it interesting for people. We have to make them want to listen to us, because why would they want to listen to me as opposed to just going to their Spotify playlist, Right. So we try to do fun things and engage our fans or our listeners.
Yeah. I think people are bored with Spotify and stuff, though. I really do. And I think that you came along right at the right moment because you're offering something that we didn't know we needed.
Yeah.
So we need it.
Right.
So this is fantastic.
Well, I feel the same way about you girls. And I mean, you've definitely been doing this for a lot longer consistently than we have. But, we fill some sort of, I don't want to say void, but we provide, something for the community. And it's really fun to know that we can just make somebody's day.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
So,
well, I love it. I'm so glad that you came on with us today.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yes. And
Thank
we
you, girls.
cannot wait to have you again.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Yes.
Thank you very much, ladies. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye.
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 All right.
I'm
Cool.
waving. Nobody can see me.
We were waving too.
I know.
Well, that was a great episode.
That was an amazing episode. We were
Yes.
so happy to have Amanda on finally.
Yes,
We've talked about it
finally.
for a while,
Mhm.
and it was everything that I had dreamed it would be. And, I just love to hear stories from another Jordan girl.
Yes.
This was a Jordan heavy episode.
It was a Jordan heavy episode. I was
made
very
me so happy. My cheeks hurt.
So I hope you guys have liked the little video clips that we've been putting out. I don't know how many we would have put out by now, but probably not all of them. So they'll still be coming of the Joey McIntyre episode, or they're all done.
Right.
But yeah. Like I want it to I want it to last forever. Like I don't want this to stop. I don't want it to stop.
Well,
So, can't stop, won't stop.
It will always last in our hearts and memories.
Yeah, that is the truth. And you know what's really awesome is
punch.
It's not like one of those conversations like, oh, I met you in passing and we had this amazing conversation. Like we can actually go back and listen to it.
Right.
Forever.
Right.
Forever.
But you guys, listen, this is a very important message that we need to get to you.
Yes.
Keep sending us those stories.
Please. We need your stories. We love your stories. We want your stories.
New kids stories.
80s and 90s stories. Backstreet
yes,
Boys.
80s and 90s.
Backstreet's back. We need your stories.
Backstreet's back. Email.
Also, I want to start a campaign. I know we've got, and you know what? We're still like coming down off that Joey Mac high,
Yes.
Joey McIntyre, hi.
Tastes like strawberries on a summer evening.
I don't even know.
Okay, so what were you gonna say? We were on a high.
Shit.
But something about it and something.
Okay. And our next mission, our next new kid that we're trying to get is Jordan Knight.
Yes, Jordan Knight. I'm here, ready to talk to you.
But
Don't be
I
scared.
would really like to have Andrea Barber on our podcast. And I would really like to put that out into the universe.
She would be a great guest.
Because here's the thing. This is what I want to do with Andrea Barber. Again, not a Barbara Walters interview.
Correct.
We're not Barbara Walters. We're not Jenny Jones. We're not Oprah. I just want to sit and chat with her like about being a blockhead and like how it was different for her. You know what I mean? How it was the same for her to be a blockhead like us. So I want to hear it. I want to hear her. I want to hear her fan stories.
Yeah.
That's what I want to hear.
Like perspective, because she has a unique perspective.
She does have a unique perspective.
And also, I just want to ask her what it was like being on my favorite TGIF show.
Yeah.
Like I just want to ask her that. Like, what was that like?
Yeah.
Like,
right.
She would be a great guest to have like for a hybrid episode. Like she would just be amazing. So
right, because it would also be 80s, 90s. Yeah, hybrid. Yes, exactly, yeah. Brooke. Exactly what you said.
So I think that she would be a great guest, and we know that you guys would like to hear her on here too.
Right. So with that being said, let's tweet at her. Let's try to get her on the show.
Yeah.
Maybe she'll come on. Hopefully. Yeah. We can only hope. We can only hope.
Right. I mean, we can't like force anybody to do it, but like it would be really awesome if she did.
Right. Exactly. Well, that's it for the episode. And
mySoCalledWhatever@gmail.com.
That's right. Follow us on Twitter. Join the Facebook group. Follow us on Instagram, MySoCalledWhatever. SoCalled Whatever on Twitter. And we'll be loving you forever.
Sure will.
Just as long
as you want me to be.
All right.
Okay.
Bye.
Hello. No one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Hello, my name is Jennifer Miller, and I live in Urbandale, Iowa, and I just want to leave a brief message to tell you that I just recently discovered your guys' website and podcast and everything. I saw the interview with Joe yesterday. Oh my gosh, so amazing and so good. You guys are so good and so relatable. I thought the conversation flowed really well. I do not know how, Nikki, you're not in a bottle of goo right now, because I know when I met him the very first time and the very last time that I just looked in those blue eyes and was like, okay, I'm done now. I could live. I can move on. The last time I met him, I told him that whenever I'm stressed out or whenever anything happens, he's my stress relief. He's the drug of choice. His solo music had got me through a lot, and then whenever I'm upset or need something, and then I told him that, he's like, oh, well, thank you. And then, yeah, I was like, okay, I'm done now. And then I got a hug, and it was over. Yeah, I was originally a Jordan girl back in '89 when this all started, and I found out everybody loved Jordan, so I saw Danny working out in the step-by-step video. I'm like, okay, I'm gone. Now I'm a Danny girl. So I was Danny girl for a very long time. I mean, I kind of been Danny/Joe for a while. My Joe part comes from living in California, where everybody's in Joe girl, so therefore I saw him in solo concerts a few times and a bunch of other stuff. Well, I'm going to write this out eventually, and then I'll email it out to you guys and see if you want to put me on your podcast or how that goes. Talk to you later. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Hey, Nikki and Brooke. This is Tanisha, a.k.a. DJ Miss T from NK Airplay. I just wanted to say congrats on the Joey interview. That was so awesome. It was such an amazing conversation that you guys had, and I love how real it was. I'm so happy that your 3-year dream came true, and I look forward to hopefully maybe a part 2 Joey interviews, maybe a Jordan interview. I don't know, but I love you guys' podcast. I've been listening since January, and I promote you guys on my show. So great job, great interview, and I will listen to your next podcast. Bye.
Hi, ladies. This is Desiree in San Diego, and I just wanted to call and tell you thank you for the Joe McIntyre episode. It was beautiful. You ladies did a great job. I was listening to it walking on my daily walk through my neighborhood while I work from home. I walk at lunch, and I'm just walking down the street listening to a podcast, crying as he talks about his dad. It was so beautiful. So thank you for it. It uplifted my spirits, and you guys do a great job. Love the podcast. Have a great night. Bye.
Hey, I really enjoyed your conversation with Joey, and I thought it was just really fun to hear all those cool stories that were told. And great job, ladies, and well done, Joey, and have an awesome day. All right, bye.
Hey, Brooke and Nikki, this is Andrea from Minnesota. Congrats on your 3rd anniversary and #Mission Interview Joey. That's so awesome. I'm so happy and proud of you both. This episode had it all. It had laughter. It had tears. I was smiling from ear to ear. I am so happy to be a loyal OG listener and a Patreon peep. And I will never forget that dreams do come true and nothing is random. Keep up the good work.
Hi, Brooke and Nikki. This is Christina. Oh my God, Joey McIntyre. When you ladies dropped that episode, I literally screamed and did a happy dance in my chair. It was amazing, and I'm so excited that he was finally on the podcast. I absolutely loved the Mission Joey McIntyre compilation at the beginning of the episode. It really did take a village to get him on the show. And I thought that the conversation you guys had was just awesome. It seemed to just flow naturally. You guys seemed really comfortable talking to him, and he seemed very comfortable talking to you guys, and I was glad he felt comfortable enough to kind of open up, especially about his dad, which had me bawling on my way to work. But that was definitely a beautiful moment on the podcast. I love that Nikki told her stories, especially about the grass and the paper plate. I think that was awesome, and I think Joey really thought that was a cute story. And I love that his kids ended up impromptu popping in on the call. and that he's introducing them to the magic of tape. And I really want to hear that Please Don't Go Girl demo. I hope at some point we all get to hear that as fans, because that just sounds amazing. And I think it's awesome that he actually has that tape. Overall, amazing episode. Amazing job, ladies. Great podcast anniversary episode. And I just loved it. I laughed, I cried. It was better than Cats. Bye.
Hi, ladies. This is Kathy, a.k.a. DJ Smiles, a.k.a. Kathy Smiles. I just wanted to tell you your interview with Joey was everything. I am so happy for you, ladies. I know you've been trying for this for a long time. I myself have helped retweet and use your hashtag trying to get Joey's attention. I know how much it means. Trust me. As someone who is also trying to get the attention of you kids in interviews, I know how hard it is. But seriously, I could not be happier for you. You guys did Lock Nation, and especially your community, our community, the My So-Called Whatever community, so proud. You literally are what all of us would love to be when we talk to a new kid. So thank you very much for what you do. Thank you for being wonderful. Thank you for being amazing. Thank you for bringing us together. But seriously, I just wanted to congratulate you on a job well done. I thoroughly enjoyed listening to this, and I cannot wait to listen to it again. So again, congratulations, ladies. You did a fabulous job. I'm so happy for you.
Hi, it's Drew. I loved the episode with Joey. Oh my God, and I was so happy. I was imagining that I was Nikki the whole time, and it was amazing. I loved everything that happened in the episode. I loved him talking about his dad. I loved him talking to Griffin. I just loved the whole thing. It was amazing. You guys are amazing. You should be so proud. And I'm totally on board for Mission Interview Jordan Night. So let's get it done. You guys can do anything. Love you. Bye.
Nikki and Brooke. It's Becky. Yeah, that Becky. Wow, I am in awe. Just in awe. That was amazing. Absolutely amazing. It was beautiful and raw and real and funny and inspiring and everything I think all of us needed right now. You smashed it out of the park. And I say that from the bottom of my heart. You know I love you girls. And I said I wasn't going to cry. I've practiced this like 65 times. But it was amazing. And I cannot wait to see what you guys do next. Congratulations. You smashed it out of the park. And I think this week, at least for a little while, we're all Joe girls. You know I'm definitely a Joe girl, so it was amazing. And I love you both.
Hi, Brooke and Nikki. It's Heather St. John. So I'm calling about step 184, and you know who gave us more. So actually, since it dropped at midnight last night, I've listened to it 3 times completely through, and I have laughed and cried over and over all day. I love the intro, taking me back to all the episodes over the last 3 years and all the countless times you guys mentioned it. We tweeted it. We prayed over it. And then when the intro stops and you guys come in and say, this is Brooke and this is Nikki, and then I hear his voice and this is Joe Mac. Unbelievable. Just goosebumps. You have not only succeeded in making your dreams come true, but all of ours as well. all of your loyal listeners, but especially us Joe girls. As Katie and Christy and I say, Joe girls know. That's our little hashtag. And what that means to us, it means so many things to us, but what it really mostly means is that we know we can count on each other, and we know we can count on him. And today was just the proof in the pudding. I'm sorry. As we told you in our story Thursday night, we quote Joe often by saying, nothing is random, because it happens so often when those words just come back to heart, because we agree with them 100% on that. And timing really is everything. It is so incredibly perfect that this all just came to fruition exactly on your 3-year anniversary. And I'm so glad that you were all able to keep everything hush-hush to surprise us with such a great gift as an anniversary gift for all of us. And you two girls are just incredible. You're just an incredible pair. And you deserve all this happiness and more and more and more and more. And there will be more. We know now anything is possible. So let's get Jordan. Let's go. I love you so much. Thank you guys. Bye.
Hey, Nikki. Hey, Brooke. This is Christy. Congratulations on 3 years. And congratulations on getting Joe to do the podcast. It was the best. You did a great job, Nikki. And I'm just so happy for both of you. And I love you guys. And thank you for all that you do and for sharing our stories and sharing our love and for all things 90s and all things New Kids. Love you guys. Bye.
Hi, Nikki. Hi, Brooke. It's Joy. Oh, my gosh. I just listened to that episode. And I know I've already shared with you, but, oh, my gosh, I was so excited. And I cried, and I laughed, and I was nervous, and happy, and couldn't quit smiling. All of it, all wrapped up into one. Thank you guys so much for what you do and for, we finally did it. Our community did it. We got Joe on the podcast. Woo-wee. Operation Mission Interview Joey accomplished. Wow. Hashtag Mission Interview Jordan Knight. Hashtag Mission Interview Andrew Buller. Hashtag Mission Interview Quilt Girl. We need to find her like we found the OG cover girl Betty. But you guys are awesome, amazing. I love you guys. You know I do. You know what you did. You guys are good eggs. I love you guys. Bye.
Hi, it's Katie Loring from Omaha, Nebraska. Hi, Nikki and Brooke. It's July 20th. Today was the Joe Show. I'm a wreck. I got to work 45 minutes early. I told you, Nikki, I've never been so motivated to get to work on a Monday, but I had to have my coffee with my girls and some Joe. It was the best conversation I've heard. I'm getting emotional again. Hearing Joe talk about his dad and his love that he had for his dad and the love that his parents had for each other, even through all the mess that they had in their lives, was awesome. Nikki, I'm so glad you told him about the grass and the paper plates. It made my heart so happy because he just knew you were just a little girl and you had dreams and you believed it, and he loved that. He appreciated that story so much. I just want to tell you guys, Brooke, the way you ground your girl and the way you got her back is amazing. And I love you, girls. It was so great. Joey Mac, thank you for talking to our girls. We love you. Bye.
Hey, Brooke and Nikki. This is Mindy Ann Clark calling from St. Joseph, Missouri. I just got done listening to the Joey episode, and so far, that episode is my most favorite one of all. So now, looks like it's on to Mission Interview Jordan. All right, well, talk to y'all later. Bye.
End of messages.